Alright, we're on the draw here in round 3 of this Modern League, and this hand kind of illustrates why I kind of stopped playing Scapeshift, because you get hands like this, which have really, really restrictive mana requirements and some pretty situational cards. And without any fixing, I think we have to mulligan, and oh man. This one is a little bit better. We get, okay, that's good. Having that second land there helps this hand very much, and looks like our opponent is on some kind of blue control deck. Likely just Gunahiri. Yeah, life total doesn't matter so much, so we're just going to. We'll be willing to fetch shock if we need to. Okay. So let's think here. What needs to go right for us to win this game? We've got Remand Cryptic, which helps. So I think the choice is to either leave up Remand or play out Sakura Tribe Elder. And if we play Sakura Tribe Elder, what do we fetch? Okay, I think we do play Sakura Tribe Elder here. And here's why. In order to beat these control decks, we have to get ahead on mana. Being able to play like Remand and Cryptic in the same turn before they can, like if they're able to try going Nahiri plus Dispel, where we respond Cryptic and Remand your spell, or probably the other order to be better. That is what we need to do, and it's not like it gets better if we hold off on playing the Sakura Tribe Elder, because if he has Mana Leak now, he's still going to have Mana Leak the next turn, and then are we going to delay playing the Sakura Tribe Elder to avoid playing into Cryptic? This Madcap Experiment may or may not be good. I'm on the side of it not being very good because this is game 1 and our opponent is going to have Path to Exile. Okay, so I think what we do here is play Stomping Ground untapped, fetch Watery Grave, and play Sakura Tribe Elder. Because we want to be able to both enable Cryptic and be able to bring to life for something later. So that's going to be our plan. Don't shadow doubt me, bro. If he remands this, I'm fine with that. If he spell snares this, I'm less happy about that. But that resolved, which is good. If he bolts this, I probably just get an island here. It's not so important to try getting double green for Scapeshift because it's easier to just draw lands naturally. And do we try to pressure him with a Sakura Tribe Elder? So next turn he can play Nahiri, but we can remand it. Yeah, I'm fine just leaving Sakura Tribe in play. A little punished by drawing that next Cryptic, but this is some amount of pressure, and if we can force him to act even a little bit, it can be good. See, helixing, yeah, he has to be helixing us. Just trying to stay above 18 there, I see. And here I am going to sacrifice to get an island. Having Cryptic there is good. Drawing Anger of the Gods there is not. Okay, if our opponent does nothing, I'm tempted to just bounce the Celestial Colonnade end of turn. Bolt Sus. That's getting a little bit concerning. Does he just have a bunch of lightning bolts in hand? So if we just go Cryptic, bounce the Colonnade. What's the worst that could happen? Like, normally you just don't throw these bolts upstairs unless you have some kind of plan with them. So what could his 3 cards be? He's been playing all his lands for turn, so he probably has at least 1 land. Maybe a Snapcaster Mage. That would make the most sense. So if we take this, go to 6, he just says go. Like maybe he's like Remand, Snapcaster Mage, and land. We say go, then he just says go. We pass. Then he goes Snap EOT, and we Cryptic it, and if he plays his land and remands. So I'm pretty sure we're Crypticing here. Now the choice is, do we want to counter draw or counter bounce? I'm kind of on the side of counter bouncing because this Celestial Colonnade is a very good threat, and in 2 turns that's going to be online, and I just want to use my mana as efficiently as possible. And we can't play that efficiently if we're just holding up this mana this entire time because our opponent is the aggressor. Okay. Exile's Vision. Okay, there's that Bring to Light. So what could he have here? Mana Leak, Remand? Like, he's been leaving up mana this entire game, but you know what? I'm just gonna Madcap here. My reasoning being, he's not leaving up lightning bolts. If our opponent was planning to just burn us out this turn, I think he probably just suspends the Ancestral anyways, but actually no, he doesn't, because if he does have a beatdown heavy hand, like he has Vendilion Clicks, he has Snapcaster Mages, he wants to leave up 3 mana to go Snapcaster Bolt, I think. So here he's either leaving up Remand or Mana Leak, or Lightning Helix. It could be Lightning Helix. If we just go Madcap Experiment and he paths our Empyrean, I'm actually kind of okay with that. It feels like our opponent's playing from kind of a place of weakness here. Just trying to throw bolts at us. Make us play a little scared. But I actually do want the land. Like this 8/8 will probably end up dying kind of soon, but yes, definitely want that. And do we get a forest or an island? That is a good question. If we get island and next turn we get a land, we have Cryptic and Remand up. But if we get forest, we can cast Scapeshift later. That's only our 5th land drop though, so I do feel like having the counter magic is more important. Let's keep that popped out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Play land, that makes 6. So let's go ahead and pay life here. Or at least we have that Madcap package out of our deck. Okay, we have 6 lands here. 7th will actually not do it. Okay, Secure Tribe. So this allows us to quote-unquote pressure him. This is a Snapcaster Mage, Vendilion Click, Restoration Angel. Again, leaving up 2 mana, but he hasn't done anything with that mana this entire game. Yeah, I think I like just counter draw here. Alright, drew Misty, so that's pretty good. Opponent's Ancestral is on 1. So next turn, we can pretty much beat anything, actually. We get Forest here, get Forest with Misty. So we take 4. Go down to 3. Go down to 2 for Misty. But he's all out of red mana. Excuse me. And so... Oh, actually, we couldn't have beaten Remand with Bring to Light there. I mean, if he had just left all his mana up and he had Remand, then we couldn't just cast it again, but given that he tapped out to attack with Colonnade, Remand is going to pretty much be a hard counter there. So that is 8 mana. Cast this here, Scapeshift, and do a quick mountain check. There's only 2 in play, so get Valakut and 6 mountains. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, right, I get 1 more. So 7 mountains. No. Let's point them all at our opponent. All is yes, always yield. And hit him for 21. Okay, so our opponent here just drew kind of badly. He drew a whole bunch of lightning bolts. I'm not sure if his pointing them all at our face like that was correct. It feels a little like either that's a position where you have a really, really strong hand, or you have a really, really bad hand, and from the way our opponent played that, it was quickly revealed that that was not a very good hand. So we got some good cards here. We have Glenelendra, Negate, 2 Dispels, and Slaughter Game seems a little bit stronger than Lightning Bolt, to be honest. Like we have options. Slaughter Games against Nahiri, though how heavily we want to emphasize that seems up for debate. Well, we definitely want these. There's also just the possibility of bringing a bunch of Obstinate Baloths. I mean, our opponent is probably going to board out removal. Actually, that's kind of the beauty of this Platinum Empyrean. If we showed in game 1, like, they have to they have to keep in Path to Exile, and if we just take it out, then they're just left with a bunch of paths that only hit Sakura Tribe Elders and our Snapcaster Mage. And I guess the Glen Elendra, but they kind of even out. So I'm not sure if I actually want to play into that by bringing in Baloth. So let's bring these guys out first, because we know we don't want these. We don't need sweepers against a control deck. We're definitely bringing these guys in. And I think we want to take out some number of lightning bolts. And I'm not sure whether we want how many of these that we want. Yeah, let's just, I guess we'll take out 2 and bring in 1 Slaughter Games. And 1, actually no, let's just bring in 2 Obstinate Baloths and see what our opponent does. There's also the possibility that our opponent realizes that we're very likely to board out the Madcap package, because it happens to be very poor against this deck, so he might bring out his paths. And, okay, this hand is pretty good. We're likely going Breeding Pool, Suspend Search for tomorrow. We have our kind of dueling Suspend cards here. We're likely going to have Cryptic plus Dispel mana up by then, which is good. Okay, here let's actually wait. He can't actually deal with this because we're suspending it and not casting it. So next turn we can actually just play an Obstinate Baloth. I mean, their main kind of their main game plan is just burning us out with burn spells if they don't draw Nahiri. And here, I think as usual we're just getting Island. And if we play Baloth, it's kind of likely that our opponent's going to just counter it and then slam Nahiri, so playing Misty and passing is correct. If our opponent just goes for the Nahiri here, then, without protection, then Cryptic will take care of it. In 2 turns, we can have Cryptic with Dispel backup. But yeah, this is just kind of a big waiting game. And here I'm not going to crack this fetch because I don't want him to resolve a Restoration Angel. And let's cast this. Get ourselves another island. Lightning Bolt might not be bad. If he restos here, I don't think I counter it though. Okay, he does not have Cryptic mana himself, which is good for us. Alright. Fetch an island. We shall go Cryptic, counter draw. Spell Queller? Okay. I'm fine with that. I can just bolt that. Which makes me pretty happy that I left in Lightning Bolt. So I guess we get Steam Vents here and bolt that. this does kind of mess up our plan of getting Watergrave in case we draw the Bring to Light, but I guess that can't be helped. Actually, we could just get Cinderglade here and not take damage. Is that awful? We have 4 blue sources already. Probably won't need more. If he has Dispel, we have Dispel of our own. Okay, pathing his own Spell Queller is fine. It's a 2 for 2 there. So yeah, cast, counter draw, counter vision, draw card. Okay, Remain's good. So we did keep in Path to Exile. I think that's kind of necessary. Okay, he just conceded. I think that's a little bit premature. I mean, we have 6 lands in place, 7. We could Scapeshift if we drew it, but you gotta make your opponent have it. I mean, it's likely that we'll win. Like it's a 4-mana 4/4 and doesn't die to Bolt, and he uses Path to Exile on his own Spell Queller. But you gotta play these things out. Like he has 3 cards in hand. I mean, they can't be all lands because he would have better mana. I don't know. I feel like our opponent just didn't want to continue playing, and that's why he scooped. But if this were a tournament and I were in the other guy's seat, I would definitely keep playing. This seems a little bit too early to scoop. But a win's a win, and I will take it. Let's see what we would have drawn. I guess that doesn't work now, but okay. See you guys in round 4.